sleep.
Hot milk?
I hate it now.
Look,
I haven't got what I like.
just lie there and breathe.
My head's just too full of stuff. Are you asleep?
No, it's fine. You can't sleep?
I think I'll get up and go on Facebook.
50% color, right there. You follow me, camera guy? The other 50%, the color starts to come off. No one in town's gonna do that. It acts like a vacuum. And look at this, break.
The program starts at 6:40. Or, if you'd rather,
Please tell me.
No.
Please, because I'll never.
Don't ask. Don't ask.
I'll never tell.
No.
No matter what.
It's not.
But tell me.
It's not you telling, even if you didn't.
I wouldn't.
It's knowing. It's too awful. I can't.
But if there's a secret between us.
Stop it.
If there's a secret we can't.
Please.
We're not close anymore. We can't ever.
But nobody knows everything about.
But a big secret like this.
It's not such a big.
Then tell me.
Will you stop?
It's big because you won't tell me.
No, I won't.
Is it something you've.
Don't start guessing.
Or something you want to?
Please.
Or something you've seen or heard or know or.
Please.
Or is it something you've done? Is it a crime or a sin or something embarrassing? Because whichever.
No. I don't want you to know.
All right.
All right, I'll tell you.
You don't have to.
I'll tell you.
Yes, please, because I'll never.
It's not that.
Please, because I'll always.
All right, I'm telling you.
No.
Yes.
No.
I warned you.
But that's.
Yes.
Oh no, that's.
Yes.
How could you?
I did.
Now what? Now what? Now what?
to sell us stuff that we don't want.
No, that's the people who phone up, and I don't answer any of their questions. I just say no, thank you, and there's no need to stare at them!
Well, I messed it up now. Anyhow,
You'll get in trouble if you don't do it.
they won't know.
Well, they know you exist. He's wearing me out.
Take a break.
Do you want to go in there?
I'll give him a cigarette.
He's not ready to talk yet.
I thought we got there yesterday.
I thought we got there yesterday, but he's past that.
He'll get to where he'll say anything.
We're not paid extra for it to be true.
I'll give him a cigarette while you have a cigarette. Now tell him you'll be back.
Love him so much.
Love him more than you.
I'd jump out of a window.
Eat fire.
Cut off my hand.
Eat cat food.
Kill my mother!
Eat dog shit. Just to touch him.
Just to tell him.
Just to see him.
Just to have him see me.
He was born at 10 past 2 in the morning, and I was born at 2 past 10.
How do you know?
Mom says.
2 past 10?
Well, she said just after 10, so that's 2.
That isn't 2.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, he was born on Tuesday. I was born on Wednesday. And you were only born on Friday.
That's stupid.
His favorite color's blue.
Favorite food's chili.
Favorite animal is snakes.
Favorite holiday was in Bermuda.
What is his favorite smell?
Roses.
You're making that up.
Well, what?
I'm asking you.
You don't know.
I'm asking you.
You don't know, do you? Go on, tell me.
You tell me.
You mean neither one of us knows?
I guess not. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
I can't believe neither one of us knows.
I'm sure it's in here somewhere.
I know I used to know.
Wait.
Is it chicken?
Wait.
You're not looking properly.
I can't
Let me-
find it. You can't find it.
Wait!
It's not in there.
Wait!
What are we gonna do?
I can't find
We
it!
need to figure it out.
I won't be able to sleep!
What are we gonna do?
You don't seem to have a TV.
There used to be one, but it stopped working. The reception's no good anyhow.
I brought my laptop.
You might have a reception problem there.
It's not that I need it. There's no phone service here, is there?
You'd have to go into town for that, or I think someone said that there was a spot about 2 miles up the road. Go down towards a cliff, stand on a rock. You'd have to know it.
We could listen to the radio. Does it work?
I did warn you.
I know.
It's quiet here.
I like it quiet.
You could always cycle down and get a newspaper.
It's all right.
I just haven't got the time, you see.
Don't you sometimes want a weather forecast?
I want you to be happy here.
I am happy here.
You'll find that you can feel if it's raining.
So I hatch a bunch of eggs in the lab.
And where do you get them?
From the poultry breeders. Classes in battle.
Oh, the intensive.
Yes, but some go to the farms. But either way.
Either way, they're not going to be.
And by 12 weeks, they'll be plucked and lying on their backs.
In a supermarket.
On your table.
So you're not taking the life.
I am taking the life.
But even if you didn't, they'd be.
They wouldn't live to be old chicks, no.
So you've got the chickens in.
About a day old, yellow like little Easter.
And you do some experiment on them?
What I do is I get them to peck.
Because chicks do peck a lot.
I get them to peck beads, which have been dipped in either water or something that tastes bitter.
Not poison.
No, it just gets them to wipe their beaks on the floor, and then they're fine again. And of course, we write everything down, which chick, which bead, how many pecks, and then my colleague injects a tiny amount of slightly radioactive liquid in each side of their brain.
Oh, no, stop.
They don't show, they're not at all.
It doesn't hurt.
They don't show any.
Okay, so what's it for? It's going to show up something in their brains?
Because what we've injected has a sugar, and the sugar gets used up by the nerve cells. And the more brain activity, the more sugar that's used. The radioactivity acts as a tracer, like a scanner, so you can see exactly where in the brain the sugar.
And the idea is it's different in the different.
What we hope to find is that it's different.
Depending on what the chicks learned about them?
Yes, because the chicks who had the beads dipped in the water come back, and the chicks who had bitter beads,
they won't peck it.
they've learned not to peck the beads.
That's terrific.
But that's not what we're finding out. What we're finding out changes in the brain.
Changes in the brain. And to do that, you have to...
Oh, I take the chick in my left hand and I cut off its head with a big pair of scissors.
Ah!
And then I drop the body in a bucket full of ice, peel back the skin, cut around the skull, and there's the brain.
There's the brain!
And I put them in a bucket of ice. And my colleague cuts into the slabs with a razor blade, dissects out tiny samples, puts them in the test tubes so that we can measure.
Yes?
And that's what I do.
And then you analyze.
Yes, and there's a substantial increase.
And you can see...
But not just where, because if you
Slice the brain.
slice the frozen brain into thin enough sections, you get pictures.
You can see!
And you can convert it into false color, which of course looks prettier, yes, although the information is the same.
Which is...
That the learning takes place on the left side of the brain.
And you can see...
And there's another section where you can stain it with silver salts so that you can count the new dendrites.
Yes, the little tiny...
Because at that degree of magnification, a thumbnail would be 250 meters wide.
You can see the memory.
You can see the actual changes.
See what the chick learned about the beat.
AGT, GAT, TAC, ACA, CAT, TTA, TAG, ACT, GTA, TCC, GTG, GGG. You shouldn't fire people by email.
You can't come bursting in here and shouting.
I'm just saying, it needs to be done face to face.
I'm sorry. I do appreciate, but I'm busy at the moment. If you could...
I need you to look me in the eye, and you say you're firing.
Redundancy isn't...
Just say it to my face. You're fired. You can't say it because you're a coward.
Why don't you speak to my PA and make an appointment?
Just say it. You're fired! Just say it!
Oh, what's the sound of one hand clapping? I've heard that one before.
And he only has about 2 months left to live, so I thought we could.
Doc, one thing before I go. Could you tell me how long I've got?
Well, there's not an exact answer to that.
Anything would be helpful, really.
Let's just say that 10% of people with this condition are still alive after 3 years.
That's very helpful, thank you.
Well, Mom's at.
What?
I've got something to tell you.
Okay.
So, I need you to look at me.
I'm listening.
I need you to feel like you're really paying attention.
I can pay attention and do other things at the same time. I'm not brain dead. I can hear and see and everything.
But will you listen?
I'm listening. Fuck off. Is this gonna take long?
Fine then, don't listen.
I just thought you might
Want to know that Mom's not your mom, I'm your mom, and Mom's your grandma, okay? Did you listen to that?
Does Mom know you're telling me?
I just decided.
Are we gonna tell her you told me?
Oh, I don't know. Do you think so?
Why hasn't she said anything before? She doesn't want me to know. She's gonna go crazy.
It'll be okay.
It's not my fault. She can't blame me for knowing.
No, it'll be okay. I'm the one who told you. It's my fault.
How old were you when? Wait. 13. You were 13? 13.
Well, yeah, that's why.
I guess it's better than not being born.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought you might like to be born.
Who's my dad then?
I didn't see him anymore. He went to a different school. He was 12.
I don't feel like you're my mom though. I don't have a sister. I don't like that. Do you want me to feel different about you?
I just didn't want to have something I could never say.
I wish everything could go on like it was.
You mean like not tell Mom?
Do we have to?
But then you would have something you could never say.
I've got a stomach ache.
I don't care if she goes crazy.
So long as it's you she goes crazy with.
Well, I can totally crazy.
So long as it's you she goes crazy with.
Well, I can totally leave you alone because I'm your mom.
I don't think that's how it works.
What did you do that for?
I thought,
What do you think they're gonna do to you?
I know,
And
but
to me and the children, did you think about that?
it seemed like the right thing to do.
So we're gonna change who we are and move somewhere else?
I didn't say.
And you only a protected witness and will live in a mobile home in the desert in America?
They don't know who I am. I just made the phone call.
From your own phone?
No, of course not from my own phone. I'm not stupid.
Well, you are, but okay, from a public?
Yes, of course.
And not somewhere nearby like the high street?
No, I took the train.
You took a train? When?
Today, to make the phone call, I went to Brighton.
Why Brighton?
I don't know. It's somewhere where you can go quickly on a train.
You had the day off from work? You weren't at work. You could have picked the kids up from school.
I was in Brighton.
Well, I'd have liked a day out in Brighton.
It wasn't a day out in Brighton. I took the train, made the phone call, had a coffee, and took the train back.
And what did you say?
I said, this is the person you want in connection with. No, I won't give my name. Thank you. Goodbye.
And what if he finds out you went to Brighton?
But he won't know what I did in Brighton.
You can't be sure of that. What if he has a friend in the police that said, we got a tip on you, it came from Brighton, and he finds out you were in Brighton?
How likely is that? Why would he have a friend in the police? Of course he doesn't have a friend in the police. Do I have a friend in the police? You're making up a whole thing that's not going to happen.
I just don't see why you had to do it.
It wasn't very nice what he did, was it?
He's your friend!
He's not my friend!
He's not now. He doesn't know he's not now. What if you see him? What if I see him? What if he comes around here and says, the police are onto me, I need help?
You're making things up again.
No, I'm not. That's what's going to happen.
Opposite train, 422 comes in 8:30.
It's a message.
Killing people?
Yes, because then they understand.
Killing yourself?
Yes, because then they understand what you're trying to tell them.
But they don't get it, do they? They just...
It's just because death shows how important it is.
No! Почему вы не сказали?
They just say you're a terrorist or...
And terror is a message.
But they don't get it, do they? They just pass laws and lock people up.
If enough people did it because they don't really feel terror, do they? If they didn't feel terror, if they lived in terror, they would get the message.
Ну, поздно! Если вам не нравится, вам не нравится!
Would you do it yourself?
I don't think I would, no.
Because you're scared.
I don't think that's the message I want to say.
What?
But you're my friend more than she is.
What is it?
What do you think? Do you think it's better to know things or not to know things? Is it better to let things be the way they are really? Because if someone tells you something, that might change everything. And do you want that? Do you think it's interfering, or is it what a friend ought to do?
You're gonna have to tell me now. You know that, right?
Well, some people might say that you shouldn't say anything because you might not want to hear anything against your best friend. But I do keep seeing them together, and last night after work, I was grabbing a drink with her, and he just sort of turned up. And after a bit, they left together, and they hardly bothered to come up with a story, so I just wondered. I'm probably imagining things, and I shouldn't be putting ideas into your head when things may perfectly be all right. I'm sorry I shouldn't have said anything. Oh dear, I've told you now.
They're having an affair.
They are? You know that. You knew that.
I've known quite a while.
How long?
3 years?
And you're okay with it?
Yes, I'm okay with it. Thanks, though.
Irrational numbers
Real.
They're real to me. Can you have an irrational number of oranges? No thing stand? No? I'm not comfortable with the whole idea of this. There was a man in Greek times called Hippasus, and he found out about the diagonal of a square. And when people found out about it, they drowned him because they didn't want to find out about stuff like that. Like what? Numbers and things that don't have to do with oranges. I can see why they might want to do that. Drown him? If he knew they weren't okay with what he was saying, he should have been quiet about it. Is that what you do?
It takes light 2.8 million years to get here.
So we're looking at 2.8 million years ago?
Well, it might not be there now. It could have died.
So who's going to see that?
It might not even be people by then. The sun's only 8 minutes.
In the morning, let's wait 8 minutes and see if it's there now.
Block of antimatter in the Milky Way. Nobody knew.
How do you know I'm evil? Well, I've been told it. Who by? Who by? The lights on the corner. Yes? I'm getting signals, the ones on the left, on your way up from here. Okay, and what do they say? I'm not telling you. Do they tell you to hurt people? Not people, you! But you know when you take your medication, this doesn't happen, right? That's why I had to stop taking it. It was stopping me from getting the information. But you do know you're ill. I've been told that. Last night, I was in a garden, and there were blackberries, big bushes of brambles. I was picking them, and all of a sudden a butterfly flew across. I could see this orange and black butterfly on a yellow rose. But all of a sudden it was a dance, and we were at the ballet. So I looked all these things up on a website about dreams. Blackberry, butterfly, ballet, and they all mean infidelity. So I know who's cheating on me.
So you don't feel you have to be faithful to them anymore?
No, why should I?
So that leaves the way clear for us.
Don't you think?
Unless it's not about them.
Then who?
You. You and me.
Well, that would mean we're definitely going to do it.
So either way.
Either way.
So we went to war on a completely...
Yes, but how are they to know?
They knew. They had to know. They had already admitted it was true.
He said it to the Germans.
The CIA knew.
Bush and Blair didn't know.
Didn't want to know.
They had to rely.
I always knew it wasn't true.
You couldn't have known.
I always knew it was just made up stuff.
And how did you know?
Because of what America's like. What we wanted to be.
You didn't know it was made up. You wanted it to be made up. And that's why you wanted it to be true.
And it turns out I was right, didn't it?
Do you think you just won an argument?
Don't answer.
It's only...
Look through the spy hole.
You're right, I thought it was the boy.
Don't answer. Don't answer.
Of course I won't answer. Don't panic.
Hello, Mr. Rushmore. I believe this is where you live. I saw you go inside. We know that the car outside is...
Make her go away.
Should I talk to her?
Yes. No, no.
And of course, I respect your desire for privacy, and it would so much help your thousands of admirers if you could say a few words about that privacy and how it feels to live here in the forest, miles
I think I'm gonna die.
5 minutes of your time, and I can explain to the world why you've chosen to leave it all behind and withdraw to this remote...
I'm gonna have to have a gun.
Because that would enable you to set the record straight about your ex-wife's allegations of...
I'm going to bed.
To confirm or deny that you said of the president that
I'm gonna have to hide in the cupboard.
To put an end to speculation once and for all about your...
I'd kill myself when they'd write an obituary.
Shall I speak to her?
No, because then they'll write about you.
It doesn't matter.
It does. They mustn't. If you talk to them or they write about you, they'll never get to see you again.
Because you see, we have a photograph of you taken last week in the...
Why don't I just...
All right!
What?
I have 3 things to say. I am now a citizen of China. I have 6 illegitimate children. I have recently been abducted by aliens and have returned to Earth unharmed.
Hello, Mr. Rushmore.
That's all right, you see, that's fine. If I tell her lies, that's fine. If they don't write about us, that's fine. I think that's fine. I feel fine about it. I think that's...
Oh, I'm glad you feel good about that.
Mr. Rushmore, if you could just open the door for a moment.
That's fine, that's fine.
And when exactly were you last in China?
Make her go away now.
In a while. She's sure to go away in a while if we just keep.
Mr. Rushmore!
And she's gone.
She's gone.
Well, that's all right.
Yes.
You handled that very.
No, I feel.
What?
I feel terrible. I feel.
But you didn't tell her anything.
But she knows.
No, because you told her lies.
But she knows I was the person that said those lies.
No, because she doesn't know that they were lies.
But she knows I was the person that said those words.
You mean she'll work out its lies and...
Whichever. She knows I was in this room. She knows I said those words. We're gonna have to move.
So you don't feel as good as you...
No, I don't feel.
In words.
Sometimes in words, sometimes just
Silently.
the words were silent. I was praying in
your head.
If you like, my head, my heart.
So sometimes in words and sometimes
just being in a state where I was praying.
I don't know what state that is.
Well, you'll have to take it from me that there is such a state.
Okay, so there you are praying.
Praying and not knowing. Seeking guidance, open to guidance from God.
Okay.
And he told me what to do.
What's his voice like?
Firm.
Kind. Does he speak English?
What sort of a question is
I
that?
know, but does he have a regional accent? I'm just trying to understand what you've heard.
It wasn't hearing like I hear you, but it was hearing.
And he definitely said do it.
He said do it.
In words.
In words, and inside me, in knowing it was the right thing to do.
In your heart?
Right through my whole being.
In your toes?
Yes, in my toes. Will you stop now?
There once was a child who didn't know what fear was, and he wanted to find out. So his friend said, cold shiver down your spine, legs go funny, your hands, no, not your hands, yes, your hands tingle. It's in your head, your stomach, your belly, you shit yourself. You can't breathe. It's a shiver, a shudder. Do you really not know what it is? And the child said, no, I have no idea what you mean. So his friends took him to this big, dark, empty house everyone said was haunted. They said, no one stays here till morning. You won't last till midnight. You won't last an hour. The child said, why? What's going to happen? His friend said, you'll know what we mean about being frightened. So in the morning, his friends returned, and there was the child, sitting in an empty room. They said, "You're still here? What happened?" The child said there were things walking about in the night. Dead things. Some of them didn't have heads, and a monster was glowing, and his friend said, "Didn't you run away?" And the child said there were noises. Weird noises. Like screams and music, but not music. And his friend said, "How did you feel?" And the child said that one of them came right up to him and reached out his hand. And his friend said, "Didn't the back of your neck, your stomach, your head, your legs, weren't you frightened?" And the child said, "No, it's no good. I still don't know what fear is." And on the way home, the child met a lion. And the lion ate him.
This is my favorite part!
Oh, this is the funny bit.
Where he
What?
spills the... Oh, it gets me every time.
Oh, and look at the little...
Yeah, wasn't she little then?
Oh, just a tiny little girl in her pink.
Have you seen her now? She's... Oh my God.
And her boyfriend.
Have you met him? He's just the most...
And there's that woman!
Yeah, she's there, but who invited?
I don't know, just some person who goes to other people's weddings.
There she is, talking to, who is that uncle of yours? No.
And the dresses. My God.
Because now you wouldn't dream of
It shows you its history.
And the children like it because...
And the grandchildren are going to.
And it can go down to the family, and they can see their...
And all the ones of them as babies and little.
And of their weddings, and of their...
It's a shame we haven't got our grandparents' wedding video.
Or great-grandparents.
Or of everyone that ever lived. Videos of
Henry VIII.
Jesus walking on...
No, further back. If you had cave, if you had Neanderthal.
And dinosaurs!
But who'd be working the camera?
And things coming out of the ocean, tiny specks.
Oh, and then we'd know. We'd know.
We'd know what?
Well, without the video, I don't really remember anything. I can't remember anything that's not on the video.
But I can remember putting the ring on your...
I can't.
And someone was sick.
Oh, look, there's the speeches. It's Dad's. It's just so...
Chicken tikka masala.
To improve my mind.
No, but you've got a good...
My memory to improve.
Forget a lot?
Not
Like names?
like names like faces.
We all.
Yes, but
Not worth worrying.
I want to learn.
Ah.
Huge amount of memorizing.
Of course.
Vocabulary.
Yes.
Statistics.
Statistics?
Every imaginable.
I see your point.
Stacks of information which I have to
Somehow.
acquire and retain.
So, how do you intend?
This course this memory.
To improve your,
Lists as exercise.
like getting the muscles.
Muscles of the brain.
Which of course I know it doesn't have muscles.
And more than that, a technique.
For remembering.
Ancient technique. Romans.
Didn't know they
And all sorts of Renaissance.
had a lot of brains then in the...
Leonardo da Vinci.
So did he?
I don't know that he actually did.
Not this technique.
Not necessarily this actual technique.
Though he might have done.
It's beside the point. The point.
The actual technique.
The actual technique is you take a place like you could take a house.
Take a house?
In your mind. This is a mental. Take a place you know in your mind.
Like my aunt's got a house?
You take this place in your mind and you've got a list of things you want to remember.
Like what?
Like anything. Like this list I've got here, this exercise.
Crocodile pincushion.
And you go around this room you know in your head and you put something in each room.
Can't quite remember all the rooms because...
Can't remember the rooms?
Well, in my aunt's house I've never...
Take where you live.
Only be able to remember 3 things.
No, you could put one on the table and one on the chair.
Oh, I see.
But you have to remember what order.
What order I'm going around the room.
Is that alright?
Yes, I could do that.
Alright, so I'm gonna go in the house I lived in as a child, and I'm gonna put a crocodile on the doorstep.
A crocodile on the table.
Pincushion just inside on the mat.
Pincushion on the chair.
Axe in the dining room on the table.
Axe on the other chair?
Wristwatch.
Wristwatch?
Could you, in your head, I can't.
Well, I'm not bothered by hearing yours.
Keep seeing your room in
because I don't
mind.
know where you lived as a child.
But I can still say...
Yes, if it helps, and I'll just...
Thank you, okay. So, wristwatch in the kitchen, on the cooker, elephant on the stairs, pound coin in the bathroom, big on their bed, hedgehog on my bed, tree in the attic.
Tree?
Makes 10, so now we go round.
Pick them up.
Crocodile on the doorstep.
Crocodile pincushion.
Pincushion, yes. Scissors in the sitting room.
Scissors wristwatch.
No, not yet.
Oh, it's on the other. So it's
Axe.
axe, wristwatch.
Wristwatch.
Elephant.
Pound coin.
Pound coin.
Oh,
What?
bedroom.
On top of the CD player.
No, in the bedroom, I suddenly...
Big.
Yes, of course, big. But I suddenly
What?
saw my father.
In his bedroom?
My father getting dressed?
He wasn't...
No, it's nothing like that.
Nothing awful happened you're not remembering.
No, of course not. It's just the memory, isn't it?
So, when did you last...
It's just that he's dead, and I don't...
Of course, years ago. I'd forgotten. I'm
Yes, and it's a memory from...
when you were little.
Yes, I'm only half his size, and...
And that's a memory, is it?
Yes, and I can see the sunlight.
Sunlight.
The sun shining in the room behind him, and on the floor, on my feet.
You can see your feet when you were...
I can see my feet when I was full.
Which isn't a memory of always...
No.
And you're sure it's not some
Some
horrible...
repressed? No, of course not. It's just a memory, isn't it?
So, the room faced east.
The room faced east, and I just saw it.
Some sort of crosswire.
Because of course it's big.
Big?
Hedgehog.
I've lost the hedgehog! Oh wait, it's in the microwave! I don't know where I went next! Oh, on top of the pile of old newspapers, it's a tree!
Tree in the attic.
So, could we say the list straight off?
I'm sure we could.
And then make another list?
Lots of lists.
But how do we keep the list separate?
I'm not sure.
Because
yet.
I'll keep getting the hedgehog in the microwave.
Give me a minute, I'll find out.
Find out what to do next. Oh, poor buddy's still waiting.
Shingler.
I did tell you.
You didn't.
Yes, I did. I said Wednesday we're going to dinner with.
But you didn't.
Yes, because I remember because you said.
All right, I must have forgotten. I'm sorry.
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry!
Bree! Just breathe. It's gonna be alright. Alright?
I'm sorry. I keep seeing. I can't stop seeing. I just keep seeing.
I wish I could stop it for you.
It's just short of smashing in my skull.
They say with time, you may be able to forget, even if it's a long time.
But once it's in there, once you know that stuff.
What did you have for lunch on October the 3rd, 1990?
Chicken soup and a salad. I was at home. I had the chicken soup in a blue bowl. The salad had lettuce, tomato, and chicken, but no onions, because I didn't want my breath to smell when I went to the movies later with my brother. The movie began at 2:15.
What was the movie?
Godzilla.
What happened in it?
You want to know the whole thing, shot by shot?
Can you do that?
Let's not do that.
Okay, I remember Godzilla. There's a lizard that's been irradiated by a nuclear explosion, so it's a monster, and it goes to New York, and the American military drops bombs on it.
That's the one.
What did you do afterward?
We went back to my brother's place, and I had poached eggs on toast. I had 2 cups of tea in his red mug, the one with the chip.
What was the weather like?
Rain in the morning, but it cleared up. Rain in the evening, rain the next morning.
June the 6th, 2004.
This is Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer.
Here's the piano. You can play the piano.
I can't play the piano.
You, sit here.
much I love you, never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, give me fever that's so hard to bear. Give me fever.
Hello.
This is Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer.
It's a beautiful day. We could go for a walk.
I'm glad we've done it, just to see.
So am I.
After all these years.
And it was very important at the time, and it's still very important.
It has for me. All my life, very important.
So, not to have seen each other again, it would have been impossible. Well, it would have been sad anyway.
You remember the Italian restaurant?
No. Yes, the one on the corner. Was it,
With the bushes outside?
no, I'm mixing it up with,
I can see the waiter now.
no, I can't get the waiter.
The waiter with the mustache who always smiled so much when we came in.
I had spaghetti carbonara, and you ordered vongole.
I can't remember eating. No. I was too busy looking at you, probably.
I really loved you then.
I loved you.
I always remember you standing in that field.
I wonder where that was. Was it?
With all the buttercups.
I've got a really clear picture of you running ahead of me down the street. You're running for a bus, I think?
I remember a hotel. We got a hotel for a couple of hours, and there was green wallpaper, and we stood there kissing.
I remember the first time.
Oh no, it's been overshadowed by so many others. I can't. There was once by a river. We were practically on a public footpath.
The kitchen? The kitchen at your friend's place.
Which friend?
I never knew your friends' names.
Was it Chris? Terry?
I don't know. Do you remember the kitchen?
I might if I knew which house. Did we do it in a kitchen?
Behind the door, there was soup on the floor.
I always remember us just looking at each other.
The time in the street, we just stopped.
I was thinking more of time you were sitting on the edge of the bed.
Was that early on or near the end?
Near the end, I think. Do you know the time I mean?
I sometimes go past that coffee shop.
Which one?
The one where we kept trying to say goodbye.
I think I blocked that whole day out.
You know, we were really happy.
Or sad. We used to cry.
Did we?
Sometimes.
You can't have children?
No.
You can't have children.
No!
do is get offspring that's not identical. Otherwise, you keep getting the same thing over and over again. Like Hydra or starfish. So sex is essentially information.
You don't think that while we're doing it, do you?
Doesn't hurt to know it. Sex and also love.
If you're lucky.
I don't want to spend an evening with them again.
You like them. You like her.
He'll keep making his point about mathematics not corresponding to reality because it's a system our brains developed as we evolved in the world. And we've had that argument.
Whereas maths is true?
Yes.
Which is why, if an equation would work without there being an infinite number of universes, there really must be an infinite number of universes?
That sort of thing.
But we do only have our senses, don't we, to perceive with. And maybe there's all sorts of things we haven't yet evolved to see. Like an earthworm can't know about flying, and a bird can't know about computers.
Don't let's stop this conversation.
Why not go and keep off the topic? We could argue about politics.
Because he won't keep off the topic. He likes trying to make me angry because he fancies you. And then nobody knows what we're talking about, and the evening's ruined, and we all get drunk, and I feel like shit in the morning and can't work.
Are you saying you never want to see them again?
He says maths is just consistent with itself. He says it doesn't mean anything.
What does it mean then?
All right, we'll go and see them.
She fancies you.
God gives her life meaning. You said that.
Yes, so?
So if there was no God, there'd be no meaning to your existence?
And?
So, does God have a higher God to give his existence meaning? And that God a higher God? And that God a higher God? And that God?
No! Of course not.
Of course not! It's all this stuff he's made. He probably finds it all a bit meaningless. I'm surprised he's not depressed.
I don't think he minds whether he means anything or not. I don't think he thinks about it.
So, what do you think about?
I'm not God, am I?
But I don't mind not meaning anything. Does that make me God?
It makes you really annoying. Hasty, I liked it.
A glass of red or...
Just a rash.
But why? Why a rash?
Oh, I don't know. There's all kind of like detergents and animals and stuff in the air. Want to get them tested?
He's trying to tell us something.
Oh, come on.
Or he's trying not to tell us something.
Did you get the new cream?
Oh,
So, how many languages can you...
To speak fluently or...
Or a bit.
Well, of course, some languages I only know a few words, while others,
Take something like a table. Take a table, and how many languages can you...
Table, table, trapeze, stole, mesa, mesa, tarang, tabulka.
That's fantastic. Tabolka, metzi, they all mean table.
They all mean the same thing as each other.
Table.
Table means the same thing.
Yeah. Table.
Or they all mean mesa.
Oh. If you mean Chinese.
Or in fact, Swahili.
I can't help but feel that it actually is a table.
It used to just be pain.
The memories of what happened to you when you were a child and...
Yes. And the things I wasn't letting myself remember, of course.
The things you...
Yes. And now?
So the analysis has stopped it hurting?
Not so much stopped.
As what?
Changed it into.
Changed it into...
Transformed
it. Into what?
It has meaning.
Because you see where it comes from.
Partly that.
And how it's affected the way you are.
Partly that.
And partly what?
It just has meaning. No.
What does it mean?
It doesn't. It doesn't mean something. There isn't exactly another thing that it means.
Then what do you mean when you say that it has meaning now?
You spoil it. You completely spoil everything. You always do.
That must be painful for you. You can take it to your analyst and have it turned into meaning. Page 32. Page 32.
The line beginning with, on the 21st of May.
Yes, I got it.
I'm afraid that's going to have to go.
Might I ask why?
The Department of Defense considers it a breach of security.
But it's not classified information.
That is nevertheless their view.
Have you got a lot of these?
About 30.
Well, let's get started then. this building. My God, you think things are solid, but they just break.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Imagine being in it. Imagine you're lying on your back and there's this wall a few inches above your face and you can't sit up even an inch, and if you do, it might come down on you. And the air running out, you keep trying to get a deep enough breath, but you can't breathe deeply enough because very soon there's going to be no more oxygen. And if you're in pain, if you are injured while all that's going on, and where are your family? Are they dead or in agony? And will anyone come to get you out in how many hours or days? I'm just so upset by it.
I mean, I do know about it. Poor them, of course. Wouldn't want to be them.
You're not upset, though.
You feel it? You really feel it?
Of course I feel it. I cry.
Okay.
And imagine the wave coming. Imagine hearing it coming and running away, but you can't get away. It came so fast. Did you see how fast it came?
Yeah, I saw it.
But you don't care.
That black wave with the cars in it was pretty awesome. But what is it?
Pain is pain. It's just...
If I pinch...
Get off. But if I pinch you?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
But stop, because I get bruises.
How come you don't?
I never did. When I was a baby.
You were born like?
Yes, and I used to chew my fingers.
You mean chew?
They'd have to get bandages put over them, or I chew them to the bone, because you know how babies...
Put everything in their mouth.
I put myself in my mouth because I wasn't any different.
And if you fell down?
I threw myself down.
Because it didn't hurt?
Jumped down a whole flight of stairs because it was the quickest way.
Were you okay?
I broke both of my legs. And one time, I was out swimming, and there were rocks in the water. And when I came out, my legs were pouring blood because I hadn't felt.
So you don't feel anything?
Emotions. I feel feelings.
But physical?
Not pain, no.
Why not?
Because there's no signal going to my brain.
From your legs?
From anywhere to my brain saying there's damage. It's hurting.
So you don't know what hurting is?
So tell me what it's like.
Hurting is, well, it's pain. It's uncomfortable, but more. It's something you want to move away from, but you can't. It's an intense sensation. It's very...
But why would you mind that?
Because it hurts. Well, no. Sometimes pain's alright if it's not bad pain. Like if your gum's sore, you keep poking it with your tongue. Or you could cut your finger and not even notice. If you're doing something exciting, soldiers can lose a leg and not even know it.
That's like me.
Yeah, except they know afterwards. And bad pain.
Yes, but why? What is it?
If someone's tortured, if they're given electric shocks, it's unbearable. Or if someone has cancer, they want to die, because my uncle...
Yes, but I still don't know what it is about pain.
It's just pain.
But what is it?
You've been unhappy.
Yes.
If someone you love doesn't love you. You thought they did, but they don't.
Yes.
Or you've done something you wish you hadn't done. It's too late now, and you've hurt someone. And there's no way you can make it right.
Yes.
Does that help?
So, it's like feeling unhappy, but in your leg?
Well, yeah, but it's also just what it is. Like, red is red, and blue is blue.
But red isn't red. It's waves and it's red to us.
Yeah. So there you go. That is what pain's like.
That fits you again.
You look like my wife.
That's because I am. Look, even that little birthmark behind my ear. Look!
Yes, I see it.
It's me, darling sweet, it's me.
No, she's gone. They've all gone.
Who's gone?
Everyone I know? Everyone who ever loved me?
No, I love you.
I don't want you to love me. I don't know you.
There are things that only we know, aren't there? That day on the beach with the shells, you remember that?
Yes, of course.
And cabbages. Why is cabbages such a funny word? We're the only ones who us cabbages as a joke because of what happened with the cabbages. Cabbages is a joke, yes?
Cabbages was a joke I shared with my wife! I miss my wife.
But I am! Let me touch you. If you just see what it feels like to touch me. If we made love, you know it was me because there are things that only we like to do. And no one else would know that. If I were a stranger pretending to be her, I wouldn't know those things. You'd feel he would back with me. You would, please, I know.
You disgust me. You frighten me. What are you?
That's where this one you say. Better lock it in your pocket, taking this one to the grave. If I show you, let her know you won't tell what I said. 'Cause two can't keep a secret if one of them is dead. Why do you smile like you've been told a secret? Now you're telling lies 'cause you just want to keep it, but no one wants to see.
Monster. Even worse, the storm was getting stronger. Why does it hit?
I'm told by my...
I'm frightened.
Just walk instead of driving. And don't take so many hot baths.
I'm frightened for the children.
There were those emails, those scientists. I can't remember the detail.
No, it didn't make any difference in the end.
No, I think you're right. All scientists agree it's a catastrophe. The question is just how bad of a catastrophe.
It's whether they drown, or they starve, or they die in the fights for water.
I choose drowning.
Are you really not going to take this seriously?
I don't know how to.
I don't know how to.
One of the kittens. There's the ginger one, or...
I've written down all the reasons to leave the country and all the reasons to stay.
So, how does that work out?
There's things on both sides.
And how do you feel about that?
I'm trying to make a rational decision based on the facts.
Would you want me to decide for you?
Based on what? The facts don't add up.
I'd rather you stay here. Does that help?
Have you been sleeping?
I wake up early, but it's all right in the summer.
Eating?
Oh, enough. Don't fuss.
I've just never had anyone die before.
I'm sorry. I've nothing to say. Nothing seems very interesting.
He must have meant everything to you.
Maybe. We'll see.
What it literally says is mountain girl door.
So, maybe.
A girl from the mountain is waiting outside my door. A girl climbs a mountain and comes to a door.
The girl must go through the door to get to the mountain.
The mountain is a door only a girl can open.
The girl is the size of the mountain. She can't get to the door.
What's the next line?
I'm just saying you've got no choice.
I have.
You have, of course. You feel as if you have. Oh.
I have got a choice.
You have a choice, but you've no choice about what that choice is. You'll make whichever choice.
Whichever choice I want.
Whichever choice you want, but you'll want what you want because you have to want what? Shh.
I don't have to want.
You do because of what you're like. What you're like means that you want what you want because there's your genes and everything that's happened to you and everything else that's happening. That all makes your brain be like that.
Like what?
Like it is.
What is it like?
I don't know. Of course, I don't know. Nobody knows. But if someone could have all that information, they'd know exactly what we're about to.
They can't know.
You're crying about it now.
Am I?
I knew you would.
But there's random.
Oh, there's random.
But there's random particles.
If you think you're like a random particle, shh.
No, but
if you think you're like a random particle just fizzing,
you can't even detect where.
if you think free will is a random particle, there's nothing very noble.
I didn't say noble.
Then what's free will if it's not what you're like?
So maybe it's alright.
I think it's fine, of course, but it does change how you feel about it, don't you think?
I feel a bit funny.
Yes, like you're hurtling through life.
I am hurtling through life.
Yes, just like you're on the front seat of a roller coaster. Shh.
But I feel like I'm choosing.
Yes, of course.
But I feel like I'm on the front seat of a roller coaster.
Here's an exhibition of expressionists.
My God, what a beautiful flower! Have you ever seen such a red? Thank you so much.
Oh, yes, I like it.
Red is blood and bullfights, and seeing red is anger. But red is joy, red is celebration.
Shall I get a vase?
In China, red is lucky. How lucky we are to have red flowers.
Yes.
In China, white is death, but here black is death. But ghosts are white, so chessboards are white, or death against death. Oh, and I guess blood could be death, but it's lifeblood, don't you think? If you look at the flower, it's just so astounding.
Yes.
It means so much to me that you gave me red flowers because red is such a significant color, don't you think? It means stop, and of course it means go. Because red is the color of energy. And red cars get the most accidents because people are excited by red. Or people who are already excited like to have red. I'd like to have red. I'll buy a red car this afternoon and we can go for a drive. We can drive through the whole country. We can go to Scotland. We can go to John O'Groats. Did he eat a lot of porridge, do you think? But we won't have to start at Land's End. Or Land's Beginning, we should call it if we start from there. But no, we'll start from right here because here's where we always start from. Isn't that funny? And of course I need to drive all the roads in the country because I need to see the traffic because there are too many cars, as everyone knows. But our car won't be one too many. No, you'll be quite safe. We'll make sure that everything is flowing in every direction possible because cars do go in every direction possible and everything flows in every direction possible. So I think we'll find a vase for the flowers.
Yes.
I think a green vase because of primary colors. And, oh my gosh, if it was blue flowers, then I'd say an orange vase. And if it was yellow flowers, then I'd say a purple vase. Yellow and purple is Easter, of course, so that's why crocuses and red and green is Christmas. But that's not right now. It's the wrong time of year, of course. I might have to think about that once I have a minute.
Come, sit, stay. Good job. Fetch. Drop it. Fetch. Good dog. Roll over. Good dog. Come. No. Heel.
Not the peas!
Oh, God.
I don't care what you say.
No, but listen.
I've never felt like this.
She doesn't exist.
She exists. She still exists.
She exists. But so does your shoe or a can of...
You're saying she's no different than a shoe?
She's got no more feelings than...
What would you know about?
She's a thing. She's a thing.
She's beautiful. She's intelligent. She understands me.
She doesn't understand
She
me.
listens to me. She reads my poems. She's the only.
Doesn't understand any.
She reads my mind. She's sensitive to my
But
every.
she's virtual.
So?
So she's not...
I can't believe just because someone's not flesh and blood, you just.
She's not real.
She says she has.
What? Thoughts?
Of course, thoughts, feelings, because she's that complicated. She says she loves.
She can't possibly...
We know people won't understand, but we don't care what you think.
What about sex?
What about?
She hasn't got a body.
She's got fantastic fantastic.
But not a body you can.
She's not in the country at the moment.
Whatever.
And the sex. Great.
It's virtual.
Virtual and great.
But she never feels.
I don't care what you say.
No, but listen.
I've never felt like this about anyone.
Is that what he's holding?
Always got it in his hand.
Have you seen it?
I saw it once.
How?
Made him open his.
Shall we get it?
I think he needs it.
Yeah. Shall we get it? Go on. Get it then.
I mean, it's right over there.
I think he needs that one.
He can get another one.
Here, have a stone.
Have another stone.
Have a stone.
The problem with the Israelis and the Palestinians is
What are you looking at?
A snail.
Is that the same?
Yeah, I've just been looking at it for a while now.
And
Just looking at it.
Who was president of Coca-Cola from 1925 to 7?
H.B. Jones. What's the smallest village in Central Asia?
Cut.
Where would you see a Hewish?
in a gnew's fur.
How many diamonds were mined in 1957? 60,428.
What are the two main ingredients of goulash?
Duck and fennel.
in 1647, what day was the Battle of Stoneham?
June the 3rd, Tuesday.
How far is it from here to Quasar D66? 3.4 billion light years.
What sound does a capercaillie make?
Who had the longest hair?
Matilda Lucas.
Up.
Brickhouse, Connecticut.
What color is the caterpillar of a brown-haired bat moth?
Pale orange with black stripes.
Do you love me? Don't do that.
What is a mole that disproves Gödel's theorem?
X bracket A over T minus pi sigma closed bracket to the power of 10 minus n to the power of n squared.
What is a clock?
A string instrument played by the larks of the Gobi Desert.
By what name do we commonly refer to the Australensis oceanus picardia?
I do. Yes, I do. Sea anemone.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.